Okay, hopefully this little tutorial on how to develop modules and then import videos from Studio into the program would be helpful. So if I click on modules, which I've done here, and I'm in my Canvas class, then when I first did this, this was all empty. And then I had to set up titles for the 4 units that I'm going to include in the modules. So I went over here to the plus sign in modules, clicked on that, and it let me create one. And I practiced on these 4, and I think I've got it down pat. So I've set up now the modules, and now I'm going to click on Unit 2 now. And it says this plus sign here. I'm going to click on the plus. That lets you create a new page in this case. So I'm in there and I'm going to where it says add, not an assignment, but a page. And the page is right there. So I click on page and I want to create a page. So I click on create page and I'm going to title this, and I'm looking at the list of videos that I have, and it's 2.1, so 2.1. Let's see, the title is Ratios, Proportion, and Variation. And hopefully that's spelled right. I'm not a great typist. And I don't want to indent, but I'm just going to click Add Item. And then I'm going to go back to our page here, Modules, and there it is. So let's just add another one to be sure we know how to do that. I'm going to click on plus. Now page is now selected. I'm going to say create page. Click on that. And it's giving me my old one here. Let me pause to be sure I'm right. Yes, I was good. I had to delete what I had there. And this one is in 2 parts that I'm going to add, but there I've added that here. So I'm going to click on plus again. Let's just do one from scratch again. Page comes up, but if I wasn't sure I'd get the drop-down menu. I'm going to create a page, and I have to delete what I have there. That's what I had to do. And this will be 2.3, and 2.3 is exponential and logarithmic functions. Let me pause while I type that in. Okay, I typed that in and I did this one too. Now I can click on all of these to publish them, and I can still edit by going to the 3 dots, clicking on that, and there's the edit there, but I'm not going to do that right now. And scrolling down, I have Unit 3 and Unit 4 still to do, but I have, as I say, Unit 1 done already. So I had a little practice. So now what I want to do is load the video that I made for this section for my flipped classroom lesson that I've already uploaded to Studio, which is sort of over here. And on mine, it also shows up as Studio down there. Doesn't show up on the students one though. Okay, so I click on this then, and I now go to Edit. Takes a moment. And then I go to Tools, and I go to Apps, and the app that I want is Studio, because I've loaded them to Studio already. So they're loading, takes a moment. And then once they do load, I'll pause while it does that. Okay, it took a moment and there it shows up. So I'm going to the search bar and I'm going to type in 2.1, which is what this is, and then I hit enter. And then here in mine, I've loaded a lot of different things that are called 2.1. I had to be careful which one I wanted, so I scroll down, and it's this one here, Lesson 2.1. I click Select. This comes up as the default Display Media tab, and you then click Embed. And shortly, hopefully, it will embed, and we'll get to see what that looks like. And then you click Save, and then it should be there. Getting a lot of black flashing screens here. Okay, it's loaded there, and if I click on it, let's see what happens there. And that's what I'm looking for. Now, again, the interesting thing about this, and the use of Studio, gives you all these little other things to do. Students can leave comments. You can check to see how long individual students watch the video, which is kind of a concern, because for me, this is the lesson. But let's see this again. I'm going to go to 2.2, click on that, because that was part 1. This is in 2 parts, so I'm going to click on Edit. And click on Tools, App, Studio. Let's see if it loads a little faster this time. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to click here on the search bar. 2.2 and click Enter. Now here I should see, there it is, part 2, and there is part 1. So I'm going to select part 1 here first. And then this shows up, I say embed, yep. Now I want both of them to be in this section. So I'm going to click on Tools again, App, Studio, and I'm going to go to the search bar and click in there 2.2 again, Enter, and then this time I want to pick up on Lesson 2.2 Part 2, and then Embed, and then Save. Okay, I was able to successfully put both of those videos into this one. And now let's do one more. Don't want this to run too long. So we go to Edit, and in our search bar, I go to 2.3, hit Enter, and again I want, this is in 2 parts, so I want part 1 here. I see it's showing up twice, not sure why. Embed. This is the only one where I have two parts. So I'm going to go and insert the second one here, Apps Studio. This loads. Pick out 2.3 again. Oh, I guess I went, there we go. And there is lesson select, embed, and then I save. Well, this process takes time, but in summary, I've loaded my films to Studio already. You do that here at this studio or this studio on the teacher's page. This studio is not on the student's page. I created modules. Let's click that again. These are the modules. To set up a module, I put a plus here, and that allows me to give a title to it. And then once I've set up my units here, I click on plus and set these up. And then once I set these up, I click on that, and and by the way, it's in chapter 2 or unit 2. It's the only ones we have two parts. All the rest are single items. But if I click on this, and you see the first video is there, and if I scroll down a little bit more, there's the second video. So it's sort of like in one place. All right, well, let me wrap this up. Hopefully it's educational and helpful to you in doing yours.